20 seconds.
That was my strategy last time.
You'll be okay. You are all amazing. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Congratulations, you're starting time o'clock. Have a great time, everybody. Have a great time. Amazing. You're doing amazing. You're winning. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you out there.
Hello and welcome back to the back of the pack and back to Tiger Claw year 3. And you can't tell it probably right now, but we're having a rainy year, so we'll see how that influences things. So same concept of course as last year. You've got to go up and down the mountain 4 times. You get to pick the sequence of trails that you're going to do. I'll talk about each of the trails as I go along. But basically I'm going to follow the same format that I did last year and try to knock out the steepest one first, and then the pretty one while I still have some energy. Then the other pretty much just as steep and the final one, which will be longer but not as extreme. So that's the general plan. Right now I'm on the warm-up green loop, about 4 miles, and really pretty. Just getting everything going for the day. What makes this race so much fun is that you get to choose the order of the climbs. The top graphic shows the route I chose. The bottom left shows the overview, and the bottom right shows the routes overlaid. Everyone starts with the warm-up green loop, which you can see is fairly flat, and then I chose the orange, pink, white, yellow with the blue descents in between. I'll come back to the elevation overlays in a bit, but for now let's get back to the field report. Welcome to the Orange Loop. Well, all the trails have about the same elevation gain in total. This one is the shortest distance of the climb, and so it's the steepest. Had a little bit of utility line run to kind of get to the trailhead, which counts toward this. But gosh, once you get to the climb, it is a bear. I enlarged the route overlays and highlighted the orange loop. I chose orange to go first because I wanted to do the hardest one while I had fresh legs. But honestly, I'm not so sure that there's really that much of a difference. I'll talk more a little later and compare orange with white. All right, going down the pink trail this time. Still got to do about the same amount of climbing, but it's spread over little smaller segments, not as steep, and a lot of it is runnable and pretty. My favorite loop. That's it, man, right there. So that was the Pink Loop. It has the most elevation gain and almost the longest distance, but the climb is broken into 2 sections, and in my book, it's the most beautiful. Next up, I did the white. It's technically not as steep as the orange, but really, it's not any easier. Whew, I'm at the top. I forget how far this little stretch is, but I think it's about a half a mile of flat along the ridge line before we head back down. Boy, that was hard. That seemed harder than the pink, but that's probably just because it's later in the race. But food for thought. Maybe do that one first next time, next year. All right. So during the race, white seemed harder, but you can tell from the graph it shouldn't be. You're just running on tired legs. And then I did the yellow. Technically not as much climb as the pink, but you can see it's a longer steady climb, and the top flat section was extremely muddy, and I was completely running on empty. Woo-wee. All right. We're on the yellow, last one. It's not as steep, but it's relentless. It just keeps coming. But that's probably mostly a function of me being super tired. We're getting it done. So reflecting back, I don't think the exact sequence to run the loops is all that critical for me. I don't want to try and end on either orange or white with crazy tired legs, but those two take less time than the pink and yellow loops, and there is a time cutoff to start the last loop. So if time cutoffs is something you are worried about, it may be worth doing one of them last and hoping for the best. Whatever you choose, I hope you have a great time. Well, going down for the final time. Legs are working pretty good, pleasantly surprised. A little worried about time cutoffs. I'm not sure what the final time cutoff is, but I might be there. Thank you. But we'll see how it goes. Final little run here. Yay, we're finishing it up.
Nice job. Well done, man.
Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you.
Way to get it done. Good job.
Yay! So we got it finished up. Boy, I was kind of hurting at the end there, but I was also moving. I'm happy that I didn't have any total breakdowns or bonks or anything. I did have a little twinge of a cramp starting right there at the end, but all's well that ends well. Really fun day, fun race. A couple of the runners at the end said that there had been a slight detour on the route and that they had added a little bit of mileage. My watch confirms that, so I'll wait and see if that's what they say on the official website and whatnot. But boy, it felt a little longer today than it did the other two times. But anyway, enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed watching the video, And I look forward to welcoming you back to the back of the pack next time. You know, one of the things I gotta say that's really surprised me today is several people have said they watched last year's Tiger Claw video to get a sense of what the different loops were like. Somebody's watching, yay!